there's a science to this, of learning how to meditate and how to do all these kind of things to kind of increase your spiritual sensitivity.
Look, this hypothesis requires nothing that we don't know to be possible and to have even existence.
When I look at what our best science is saying, it looks to me like, yeah, space-time is not fundamental, and therefore objects in space-time do not create my consciousness.
Universal consciousness sometimes, because they are perfectly descriptive. It's a consciousness, and it has no boundaries within the physical universe. A more technical way to describe it would be a field of subjectivity that has no spatial bounds.
So the very objects that we perceive out there are actually shaped, texture, color, placed in a relationship with other objects and named in our mental space, in our consciousness. Out there is only a dynamic quantum field containing the superposition of the fields of all elementary particles, all the forces, and of space-time. So my body is an integral, inseparable part of that quantum field, and the interaction of my body with the rest of the quantum field produces the physical information that consciousness translates into qualia. Qualia, in some sense, camouflage physical reality, giving me the illusion of a stable and predictable world, and of me and not me.
And that this is a science. It's not hocus pocus. It's not all mysteria tremendum. But what we did is we sat down and had a set of conversations about the fundamentals, about what our position is, that we're going to be taking on the cosmological question, the questions of the origin of the universe. You know, how is it that our material universe came into being out of an otherwise infinite and eternal sea of completely undifferentiated consciousness? What was the motive point to generate the initial discontinuity in this field of infinite and eternal undifferentiated consciousness? What was the motive force for that initial discontinuity? And when the discontinuity multiplied through a process which is like mitosis into generating more and more and more of these discontinuities that ended up becoming inchoate quantum fields, actually. And the inchoate quantum fields would then come together and form, you know, leptons and muons and the electrons and protons, and the actual material manifestation of the universe actually takes place out of an infinite and eternal field of consciousness. And so that actually the actual inchoate quantum fields are in fact nodals of consciousness, pervades the entire material universe. And yet outside of the boundaries, the boundaries of the total sum total of mass and energy in the universe, there's an infinite and eternal sea of completely undifferentiated consciousness that abides. And there's a lot of factual questions that obtain as to whether or not we as incarnated human beings, whether we have access to for example, do we have a faculty that is capable of directly and immediately discerning the unitive phenomenon that bonds every single ultimately irreducible integer of matter in the entire physical universe into one unified harmonic whole? Do we have a faculty like seeing or hearing that is evolving teleologically in our human family, where we can actually experientially discern that unitive phenomenon, so that we can discern what kind of conduct, individual or collective, is either harmonious with or disharmonious to the natural order of the universe? This is what natural law is all about. And this is an area of intense theological scholarship. The millions of man hours and women hours in the convents have been spent reflecting on that.